Welcome one and all in here, out there, to The Late Show. I am your host, Stephen Colbert. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? First of all, happy Groundhog Day to all those who celebrate. This morning, down on, what's it called? The Gobbler's Knob, down on Gobbler's Knob, the Gobnobblers reported that Punxsutawney Phil predicted 6 more weeks of winter. Come on. Read the room, Phil. We could really use a win right now. I'd be careful about handing out a lot of bad news if I look like I'd make a nice hat. Heads up, a prediction of endless winter was tonight's feel-good story, and it's over. Because on Friday morning, the Justice Department released its largest batch of Epstein documents, which totals over 3 million pages. 3 million is a lot of pages. It's like when your mom says she's reading another book about Olive Kitteridge. How much can possibly happen in Maine? And it's 3 million pages of just terrible stuff. I want to thank my researchers, Brandon and Catherine, for going through it all today. Okay? Do you have a picture? Do we have a picture of those guys? Here's them when they showed up to work this morning, and here they are now. I'm sorry, let's send them a cookie cake. It's a cookie cake for all those guys. Folks out there are still slogging through all the files, but they implicate a who's who of powerful men, including everyone from tech titans to Wall Street power brokers. Yes. Turns out Punxsutawney Phil might be the only prominent American male who's not in there. is what I would have said if he wasn't in there, but, and this is true, he actually appears in it 4 times. Oh, come on. Phil, buddy. Well, I guess that finally explains this footage. No. Sad. There's one prominent guy who is in there prominently because President Donald Trump is mentioned more than 1,000 times. And the New York Times found 5,300 files with references to Trump and more than 38,000 references to Trump, his wife, and Mar-a-Lago. 38,000 references. That seems low, frankly. Obviously, this is the biggest story imaginable, but for some reason it isn't. Case in point, I led with a groundhog. Who got to me? These files include many disturbing allegations, all denied by the White House as being unfounded and false. I want to be clear about that. But among these is that before he was president of the United States, Donald Trump forced an underage girl to perform oral sex and hosted big orgy parties with young girls at one of his golf clubs. Even if these particular parts of the files that the Justice Department released and are denied by the White House as not being proven, what is detailed in those 3 million pages are allegations of some of the cruelest, most depraved crimes against women and kids involving some of the most powerful men on planet Earth. And now we've all been forced to have these details in our minds all weekend. And so I think we all deserve to immediately see this tiny dog running into the snow. There he is. There he is, fella. Now, despite his 38,000 references, these files aren't just about Trump. They embarrass a lot of big shots, a lot of head honchos and poobahs and muckety-mucks. Take Elon Musk. Yeah, please. He's publicly bragged that Mr. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island and I refused. But really? Did ya? Because there's an email exchange where Musk writes, "Do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, and so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. A peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for." An email an email which was sent at 6:07 a.m. on Christmas morning. Hey, say what you want, but he's a high achiever. That proves it. It's dawn on Christmas morning, and he's already on the top of next year's naughty list. There's also an appearance. There's also an appearance in the files by Trump Commerce Secretary and koala staring at you while he humps the branch. Howard Lutnick. On a podcast last year, Lutnick said that back in 2005, he was so revolted by a visit to Epstein's Manhattan apartment that he decided to never be in a room with that disgusting person ever again. But the emails now reveal that Lutnick and his family spent time on Epstein's island in 2012. Well, it's the perfect family getaway. Kids, it's vacation time. Now stay in your room, lock the door, and don't open it for anyone. Now, as bad as they are, as bad as all these are, these 3 million pages are full of redactions, left and right. And obviously, we don't know what we're all being blocked from seeing by the Justice Department. But the law that Congress passed and that Donald Trump signed says that the DOJ cannot hide any names or photographs of any of these powerful people just to protect their reputations. And the Justice Department even said they did not protect President Trump. Well, guess what? When these files were released, it was clear that they did. Case in point, this photograph with the face blacked out. Wow. Who could it be?
Wow. Wow.
Following.
Wow.
Can you put it back up one more time? Can you just put it back? Following an outcry, they were forced to unredact the image. Okay, let's see who it is. Phil, no!
Got him.
The only things that were supposed to be redacted were the names and the images of all the survivors. But the DOJ evidently sucks. So, one email described an Epstein victim list, which left dozens of names exposed, and worse, the DOJ published dozens of unredacted nude images on its website showing young women or possibly teenagers. That is so shockingly awful that, again, there's nothing I can say. So here's an orangutan driving a golf cart. I don't know where you're going, ma'am, but take us with you. A group of these women a group of these women who had been abused by Epstein and his rich buddies saw these redactions this weekend and released this statement. Survivors are having their names and identifying information exposed, while the men who abused us remain hidden and protected. This is outrageous. The Justice Department cannot claim it has finished releasing files until every legally required document is released and every abuser and enabler is fully exposed. Yeah. Good for them. Good for them. Well said. Damn straight. And some of these redactions are completely random. Case in point, in one document, they've redacted both the sender and recipient of an email that says, I wanted you to know I made your chili for Super Bowl Sunday, and it was a winner. Everyone loved it, and I gave you credit. That's got to be a tough announcement at the Super Bowl party. Hey, guys, guess who gave me this chili recipe? Jeffrey Epstein, but he made me promise not to reveal the secret ingredient or anything else. These revelations are only the tip of the creepberg, because according to Representative Ro Khanna, the DOJ said it identified over 6 million potentially responsive pages, but is releasing only about 3.5 million after review and redactions. Well, pretty suspect to show only half of what you have. Hey, I didn't shoplift. What are you talking about? Sure. I'll show my pockets. Look, it's empty. Oh, you want to see 2 pockets? There you go. Don't worry about what's in my other pocket. Hey, man, don't worry. I looked. Don't worry about what's in my other pocket, okay? It's chilly. So with this document dump, we now have even more evidence that there is indeed a cabal of rich men who traffic young women and girls across state and international lines for their pleasure. But Trump's DOJ guy, Todd Blanche, who was also Trump's personal lawyer in the Stormy Daniels sex case, said the DOJ is not considering bringing any additional charges related to Epstein, saying, quote, there was nothing in there that allowed us to prosecute anybody. You have millions of pages, and you don't want to investigate any further? Possibly bring any of these men to justice? Well, I guess that makes sense. I mean, we all remember that iconic courtroom scene.
Did you order the code red?
You want answers?
No, thank you.
We got a great show for you tonight. My guest is John Oliver. And when we come back, your chance to own a part of late show history.